guys, it's Liz. I'm back on YouTube and I'm really excited to show you this haul that I found recently. I've been having really good finds lately and I had my best sale of the year and probably ever. I'll show that at the end of the video, but I'm going to show you the haul that I got today. And I'm really excited because in the same week I also hit my goal of 500 listings on eBay active, and I'm trying to keep it there and or grow it. So now that I'm at that point, I'm going to start making some more YouTube videos and sharing my journey with you. So just to get started here today, I was going to the post office, drop off some stuff. There's a little thrift store that sometimes I'll stop in by. It's a smaller town that I go to, and total I spent was $75.50. So I spent $75.50. Usually I look everything up while I'm there, but I didn't. I was just grabbing stuff because I knew it was good and I wanted to get out of there because I had so much stuff and I didn't really have carts there, so I was trying to get fast. So I'm going to show you what I got. I haven't really verified how much this stuff is worth. Some of it might not be worth anything. Some of it might have some minor flaws. I didn't look everything over. I was in and out of there the first time in like 15 minutes. That included checking out. So I went back in and got a couple other things after that. But I got some really, really good items here that are worth over $100, and it's crazy that I found them all like within 15 minutes and all together. So just to start out, usually I start out looking in the men's section, but today I went towards the women's section, found a couple items. I'm not even sure if they're worth anything, but these kind of stood out to me. They're pink and they got the Wrangler tag on them, and they also have a Barbie tag right here. I'm not sure how much these are gonna go for, but for $2, I was happy to pay for that. I am gonna keep a running tally somewhere on the video of how much money I plan to make off of all this once it all sells. So there's one pair of pants. Here are a pair of women's 511 tactical pants. Kind of used, but all of their pants there are $2, so I definitely should be able to get like at least $20 for those. These are some Judy Blue pants. I've never sold Judy Blue, but I hear people talking about it all the time. I like that they were a little bit bigger. They got these different type of pockets, like drop pockets on the side, and they're not skinny, so I'll be looking these up in a little bit. I'll put some comps on the screen as I go so that you guys can see maybe how much these are worth. Maybe they're bad pickups and maybe they're good pickups, I don't know. All right, so this was one that I'm not sure is worth anything at all, but it's pretty cool. It is a CB's, like a Navy CB's vintage polo long sleeve. I think that's like a unit right there. Island X-7, I'm not sure, in California, so that's pretty cool. It's just on a basic cotton deluxe tag. And then we got there was a bunch of like military stuff, and that's what I'm going to show you at the end here, but some of these things I think were the same guy. There was some merino wool stuff. This is one of them. I never heard of this brand, but it's called Merino Tech. Looks like they have their own website, and it says Merino Light, so it has like a specific name of the t-shirt, so I'm assuming this is worth some money. This is seems to be, I'm not sure if it's vintage or not, but it's a cinch pearl snap shirt, men's shirt. This is the tag, cinch. Next, I just picked this up with a bunch of other stuff as I was like going quick. Just a basic Ralph Lauren Belair cotton extra large shirt, probably only worth like $17 or $18, but I'll take it. There's tag, and it was made in India, so it's probably vintage. And the tag makes it seem like it is. All right, and then I got a ton of these. Like I said, I didn't look any of these up, but I got a ton of these 511 tactical long sleeve shirts, and they are 2XL, if you can see that. And I got probably 4 of them, so here's 1, 2, and I plan to lot these up. 3 and 4. So those are great finds. This pattern really jumped out at me when I turned the corner after I found some other items. I can't remember, oh, it says right on here. The pattern of this, let me find a spot where it says it, is the tiger stripe pattern camo. It's kind of like that vintage look, but it's a newer item. And you can see that's what it says, tiger stripe pattern right there. Oh, there goes the receipts. All right, and then next I have, you'll see in a second, I found this brand in pants too, but I got a Smartwool 1/4 zip shirt. It's a men's medium, I think. And this is what you want to kind of look out for, is this kind of, what is that, like a rainbow color kind of with orange in it. And it looks to be in good condition. Here's another one of those 511 tactical shirts that I find a lot of the other ones. This was another merino wool shirt that was right next to the Smartwool, and it's made by Proof. I believe I have sold some of this brand in the past, so I just grabbed it. I didn't look any of these up, like I said. So that's what the logo looks like. Same material as Smartwool. All right, on to the second bag. All right, the first thing that I think this is the first thing that I found. I'm not even sure, because I went first thing in the men's section. And I didn't even look these over, but they are a pair of Burton snow pants. And obviously this isn't a good time to sell them because it's the middle of summer, but they will sell in the winter, and maybe they'll even sell in the summer, who knows. But they're great brand to be on the lookout for. And I was happy to find them for $2, so. All right, and then I found like a bunch of pants all in a row. Let's see where they are. And I was like, okay, this is great. This is before I found this other military stuff. So these are Go Ruck, like climbing pants or hiking pants. And they make a bunch of other stuff. They do events and things like that. But this is what the tag looks like. And I assume these would be pretty good because some of their other stuff is really good. And this is what the back tag looks like that I saw. So those are cool. All right, and then these are the Smartwool pants that I found. Just basic Smartwool, merino wool bottoms. These always sell really well. And like that's the logo. This little guy you can see, and I'm actually wearing one of their shirts. I love these shirts, same material. Should be a really good sale. Another base layer type of item, and it's made by Beyond Clothing, which I'm familiar with this brand because they have a bunch of military stuff, and I find in my area because I live in a military town. But it says Beyond Clothing. This is kind of a sleeper brand, so be on the lookout for that. Doesn't look like anything, but it's definitely something. I just sold a pair of their pants for like $50, I think, like their hiking pants. So I would assume these merino wool pants, if they are made on merino wool, I'm not even sure, will sell for maybe $20-30 minimum. All right, and then I just got these. These aren't something I normally grab, but they're true spec, like military kind of pants or shorts. I got a pair of shorts, and then right next to them were a pair of pants. And the only reason I got these is because they were only $2 each, and I figure I'd probably at least get around $20 for each one. So we'll see how that goes. And then another pair of shorts, probably from the same guy that I found, are these 10,000 shorts. I've never seen anyone like these ones. Usually the X on the back is reflective, but this one's not reflective. So I don't know if you can even see that. It's like perforated on these shorts. And the tag looks like this, but it doesn't have any branding on it. You can't see what the brand is, but they're called 10,000s. 10,000 or 10,000s. Another area that you can look on these shorts for the name of the shorts is down here on the left pant leg. So left pant leg, that one has like all the material information and everything like that in the shorts name. So pretty cool find all together. Thank you to whoever that guy was. Let's see, and then I got these just basic Realtree women's like Under Armour scent control pants. I'm not really sure if they're even worth anything, but we'll see. Maybe I'll sell them for like $15. And then this is kind of like a real cool, I'm going to style piece, women's linen vintage jacket, but it also has a matching skirt. So it's more of a style piece, not necessarily a brand thing. I'm trying to do that a little bit more. And something that I'm going to get into pretty soon is start listing on Depop. So if you're interested in watching my journey selling on Depop as well as eBay, go ahead and subscribe, and then you can see how I do that, okay? But Alfred Dunner's, just like petite, something like that. I saw some on eBay that weren't selling, but I think it's like a really cool design, and it's made out of linen and cotton or something. We'll see how that goes. And before I get into the really awesome pieces that I found, I'm going to show you some other things that I got on my way back in. I found a couple games. So Guitar Hero Aerosmith and Guitar Hero World Tour. I'm not sure if I'm going to lot these together, but I think on their own they're each worth about $10 to $15, so that wasn't bad. And then I got a Wii Animal Crossing, and there's a PS3 Final Fantasy 13, 1 and 2. So that was a good deal, $4 for the set. Something like, I think these are selling for around like $40 as a set. All right, I have, let's look, like 3 items that are, these are all military items that are definitely usually hard to find in non-military towns, but I've come across them a couple times, and I've also sold a couple of my friends' items in the past. So I knew they were good. I didn't even look them up, like nothing else in this haul. I just grabbed them, and then I checked out because I had so much stuff. And then I went back in and grabbed these like games and stuff later. But so the first thing I have here, this is Patagonia. This is like a military issue Patagonia Gore-Tex jacket, okay? It's basically brand new. The tag, the regular tag is up here for the Patagonia sign. Can't really see it probably. And then on the inside right here, it has Gore-Tex and then the name of it. So you can look it up by jacket level 6 shell. And it's a large long, that's what LL stands for. So this thing right here, I think sells for around like $300. And it's really, really good condition, so I'm really excited about that. I don't think we ever had this, even wore this. And like this one, the paper tag is like super clean, like it was never worn. This is another Patagonia. This is a PCU level 4 windshield or wind shirt, and it's super cool, super lightweight. I think I sold the pants in these before, and they sell for about maybe $100 or something like that, so I'd assume the jacket's somewhere around there too. But really, really cool find. And then lastly, we have a brand that I overlooked probably when I first started reselling, and it doesn't really look like anything because it's just like a basic tag right here. But if you look at the very bottom, it says Secri, and I'm not sure if you can see it in there or not, but it says Secri, and this thing is awesome. It's like super soft, and a lot of the military guys like wearing these, and they sell really quick. If I remember correctly, I've sold probably like 2 or 3 of them in the past. But this one will sell probably around $100, maybe $200, I can't remember. There's a vest like this in Patagonia that sells for about $300. So just be on the lookout for like this color type stuff. If you see this color type stuff, definitely look it up when you're in the thrift store. So with all that being said, hopefully I have like some sort of ticker on the screen here showing how much I plan to make off of this. Like I said, I spent like about $70+ on everything, and I'll make my money back just on like this one item, which is awesome, and then everything else is profit. So really excited. If you're interested in watching more of my videos, my area, I find a lot of military stuff, I find a lot of golf stuff. If you're interested in that, I'll make more videos on that, and I'll also be making more videos in the near future about starting a Depop store. So if you're interested in that, definitely go ahead and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks, guys. All right, I totally forgot to talk about my biggest sale ever. So I kind of live out in the middle of nowhere now, and there was a yard sale sign that I wasn't able to go to. My plans got changed on my way there, so I decided that I was going to go to the yard sale because I had a couple extra hours than I had anticipated. I stopped out there. It was the second day of the sale. I walked around, wasn't really finding much, decided to look at the electronics. Not an area of expertise that I have, but I know to look up certain items based on their branding and what they are. and I found a Panasonic VHS player. It looked kind of like a little bit more than a regular VHS player, so I looked it up, and at the time I think they were selling for a couple $100, and maybe even if they were just sold as parts, I don't even remember. I ended up getting the whole thing for like $15 because they were just trying to get rid of things, and it was awesome. So I got it for $15. After we agreed on the price, they found the remote and they found the cord for it, so that was great. And then I kind of just had it sitting in the background. I knew I had to clean it up and I had to test it eventually, but you know, we all get busy, and so I finally got around to cleaning it up and testing it, and I had to buy a VHS. I had to buy an extra cord to test it on my projector that I have because I don't actually own a TV. So I had to go ahead and do that, and everything worked. Everything seemed to work really well. The remote was in really good condition, and the remote alone would probably sell for like $50. But basically, I spent around $50 on the item, the extra cords, the VHS that I had to buy to test it with, and I ended up selling it for over $1,000, and I'm going to show you right here. Definitely be on the lookout for these VCRs. Because some of them, like this one, can bring in a lot of money, and I definitely had to pack it up really nice, and it was just a really great sale, and I was really excited about it. And definitely right after I hit my goal of having 500 active listings in my store. So I'm going to try and maintain my 500 active listings, and I'm also going to be posting more here on YouTube. So excited about that, so stay tuned.